Hello guys!
And welcome!
Today we are going to talk about the expenses of being a student in Munich and in Germany and what to expect if you want to study there.
So if you're interested in seeing how much it costs to live in Munich or in Germany in general, but especially in Munich, how much it costs to eat every day, to drink coffee, the student fees, and
Pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So we know from our experience of 2 years already in Munich, so we are going to provide a lot of good information and inside information from Munich.
So stay tuned if you want to become a Munich student and if you're interested in seeing if you can afford it. And I want to encourage you to stick till the end, because at the very end of this video we have a special surprise for you, and I don't want to tell you more, but we're gonna make a little comparison between the prices. So let's go! The first thing you all probably want to know about is how much the accommodation costs in Munich, and we actually have a lot of videos on the channel about this topic, so check them out if you didn't, and there you will find any information about how to find accommodation and how much it costs. So basically you have public accommodation and private accommodation in Munich. The public accommodation is somewhere between
250 and 400 euros.
But it's kind of hard at the beginning of your study to
get a
place in a public accommodation. But no worries, we have the private accommodation,
which is more expensive, but you can get a place right away in comparison to the public places where you need to be on a wait list and wait for your turn to be able to get a room. Okay, so another fixed cost in the student life in Munich is the health insurance, which rounds about 100 euros. This is a fixed cost, and unfortunately you can't get lower than that.
Okay, now the exciting stuff. So the actual second most important thing is the food, because it's the food, we couldn't live without it, and it's super good. They have super good food in Germany, and especially in Munich if you're into fries and Würstchen and beer, of course, beer. So your average everyday food budget should be around 5 euros per meal, and here you have a huge variety of options where you can go to eat, and our favorite is actually the Mensa, which you have probably heard about, and there you can get a meal for around 3.5 euros or 4 euros, or it depends how hungry you are, obviously, and there you can eat from 11 a.m. until 1 or 2 p.m. so it's actually super convenient for the lunch, and then for dinner you should also spend around 5 euros or more. It depends if you're eating alone or with some friends. So if you multiply this by 3 meals a day and 28 days, it should be around 405 euros for your monthly budget for the food. And obviously here it depends if you want to cook more sophisticatedly or not.
And if you have a special date tonight, or you're not so much into cooking, you should calculate around 100 euros for the restaurant.
If you plan on going about 4 times a month? 1 time
a week.
And that's if you're on a budget. And if you're not, you can calculate like 2 times a week. You can double this up, you can go 2 times a week, but yeah, and this should be around 200 euros. So yeah.
So next we have the tuition fee, which is weirdly calculated from us. We try to make a good thing for you and calculate how much it would cost monthly, but you only need to pay it once per semester. And the sum lies around 140 to 150 euros. Monthly it will be around 25 euros, so we just calculated the sum divided by 6.
Now, also for the quite fixed costs, you have the public transportation, and you can choose to have it because a part of it is integrated in the tuition fee.
The half of the sum I just mentioned before.
Exactly. And if you choose to buy the whole semester ticket, it's called, and it's a 6-month ticket, and you can use the subway, you can use the train, you can use the bus, you can use everything, and it's about 200 euros per semester, so it's super convenient because you will see
cheap.
it's super cheap for Munich. It might not seem at the beginning so cheap, but if you look on the price list for the public transportation in Munich, you will see that this is quite cheap and it's super good for students.
And you have as well a very high reach to the end of the city and the near cities around Munich.
Because that's the good thing about the public transportation. The train reaches also a lot of small cities around Munich. So also if you're a student and if you're living in a tiny city or tiny region around Munich, it's super convenient for the price, and you can reach that super easily with the train and with the semester ticket.
So it's the best.
So for one of the exciting parts, which is obviously a super variable cost, is the cost of shopping. And here you can think about, if you're a girl, makeup, shampoos or beauty products, and also you have to think about toilet paper, paper towels for the kitchen if you're living in a dorm, or if you're living alone, for expenses for like cleaning products, brushes, toothpaste, everything that you can think about is in this shopping average sum, and we calculated it for you an average sum of 75 to 100 euros, and obviously it depends so much on what kind of a person you are, and mostly if you're a girl or a boy, but also boys can be like super sophisticated and they can need a lot of money for this topic. So depending on what kind of a person you are and what you need in order to survive and what you need, and if you're on a budget or you don't really care so much about these expenses, it should be around 100 euros. It's a fair sum and a fair average sum. So the thing about this is, when you think about the food costs and the costs that you have as a student, you don't really calculate all these details, which are actually very important because you're gonna have a surprise when you come here and you only calculate it as variable sums, the food costs and the toothpaste costs. So you have to know this, you have to know that there are a lot of things that you need to take into consideration, especially if you haven't lived alone until now. But if you have, you should know these things. You should know what's your average for shopping. So yeah.
So if you're a coffee lover,
Which you probably are,
we have something to tell you.
it might be a bit different than your average Starbucks back home. It might be a little bit more expensive, of course, depending on how many flavors you want, how much foam you want, how much, you know.
And it depends as well how often you buy coffee. So if you buy every 2 days, so 15 coffees a month, and if a coffee costs around 3 euros, then you have around 50 euros only on coffee. If you absolutely need coffee every day, then
Which you probably do.
You are going to spend around 100 euros only on coffee. So maybe you should think about making coffee at home.
or switching to coffee alternatives. So
Like
it's
water.
up to you. Yeah, or like lemonade, matcha tea, and
Yeah.
other alternatives. So yeah.
Think wisely.
So for our special surprise, we have calculated for you two options. You have the on a budget option, which probably most of you will prefer.
Yeah.
Um,
And the not on a budget version, which is around
The more-
50% more expensive.
the more relaxed version, but
Yeah.
yeah, as a student, if you don't have a big salary, you will probably go for the on a budget version.
Yeah.
But we also calculated the
We
other
just
one
wanted
for you.
to tell you or to show you all the variants that we came up with.
So I want to make a huge disclaimer. In this cost, as I said, we calculated every single detail, and there also might be some more or some less, but the final price could appear huge, which is not so unexpected because if you want to come to Munich, you probably know that Munich is among the 3 most expensive cities
in the
in
country,
Germany.
yeah.
So keep in mind that the variable costs are very variable. The fixed costs can also vary with a few tens of euros.
Depending on
So-
your needs. And
depending on your needs and how
expectations.
sophisticated you are. And just keep in mind that we are not experts. We cannot say what all of you need, but this is from our experience, our 2-year experience in Munich, and from our friends' experiences. So if you come to Munich and you need more than this or less than this, it's up to you, it's up to your needs. But this is
agree,
this
yeah.
is what we calculated for the numbers that we know and we have experience with. So the sum for the on a budget version lies around 1,100 euros, and for the not so on a budget version,
With about 50% more.
which is about 500 euros, so
Yeah, so it's around 1,600 euros, which is a lot, to be honest. So like we said before, every student has his needs, and the sum can be much lower or much higher depending on what you eat.
I think much higher is
Yeah.
not good, but yeah, probably much lower.
You get the point. So I hope you enjoyed this video and it helped you to make a prediction on how much are you going to spend if you are coming to Munich.
It would have sure helped us when we decided to come to Munich, because we miscalculated everything much lower, and we had a not so pleasant surprise when we came here, and the cost
Yeah.
was like up here because we didn't calculate it. As I told you, the shampoo, the conditioner, and the, I don't know,
We
makeup.
didn't take everything
perfume.
into consideration, yeah, and this hurt
And-
us, and
Don't make the same mistake. That's why we did this video. That's why we try to help you with these videos, because I know we would have been super grateful if
Yeah.
somebody did this for us and for all the future Munich students.
and yeah, you need to plan this very well and to know if you can afford this study in Munich and if it is a great suit for you.
But we have to say, like, on a more positive note, that the life in Munich is super nice, especially now when the crisis is not over, but like much better. So you can have a super nice life in Munich even if you don't have a lot of money, because you have to learn to be happy and to enjoy the little things, because we found this out, not having so much money, that you can be super happy about, I don't know, a tiny
chocolate
or
a
something.
croissant.
Like even you can be even more happy if you don't have money to spend on everything that you see and everything that you want. So yeah.
Okay, so don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video, because we are going to make a lot of
other helpful videos about this topic and about other topics. So if you have a special preference, please leave it in the comments down below, and we'll make sure to check it out and make a new video about it, because now we're also on the summer break and we have more time to make videos. So leave it down below if you want something, if you have a special preference. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye for now.